Alright, we're going to do some assembly here. I have this guitar. I'm going to buff it out before I assemble it, but I want to see what I'm up against first. I shielded it. I use this, I don't use carbon shielding. That's that black stuff that everybody sells. It, if you get black on your hand, like if I wipe that, I don't get anything on my hand. When you use the black stuff you buy from Stu Mac or those guys, that black shielding, it's carbon based. If you get it on your fingers, that means it's going to get into the pots eventually. So everybody uses it. I don't use it. I prefer to use this is a water based nickel shielding, and so I shielded everything. And to do that, you know, basically I have a brush, and I didn't do it now because it takes 24 hours to dry, and I put 2 coats. It doesn't stick on top of lacquer. Actually, no shielding paint that I've ever come in contact with actually stays on top of lacquer. It just kind of runs off. So I actually have a urethane I buy in a can, and then I brush it inside, so that gives it a little bit of room to some teeth for it to stick to. So I don't have any problems. I like this because again, it doesn't, nothing comes off. You use the black stuff, I have black all over my fingers. All right, so in this body, I want to take a look now. The guy, my customer sent me. I told him to get I actually said to get a Godo, but he got me a real Floyd. So now I know that I got some issues I got to deal with ahead of time before I even get into the build. I needed a 34 millimeter block. This is 37. So I'm going to have to machine this block down to begin with. So I got to take this whole bridge apart, and then I'm going to take the block off. I'm going to machine it down, and I'll show you that on the video when we get to it. I got the studs, my holes. So, and you can see right now it doesn't even, because when I put it down, see how it sticks up? That's because the block's sticking out the back. You know, Ibanez is like 31 millimeter. I usually prefer 34 millimeters on these, but this block's 37. So we're going to machine this down. That's a steel block, not a brass block, I guess. That is brass. I just okay. My studs, we're going to put them in. I'll show you how to do that. I'm not going to put them in yet. We're going to press them in. The other issues I know that I came up with already are the Marziers are awesome. I told them to get the Marziers because the way I make my routes, they fit right in, like when there's not strings around it. But my routes are made, you know, perfectly for a DiMarzio to fit in. When there's no wire wrapped around the wire screwing me up here. And we're going to use I'm going to use foam on here. But if I put it in this way, you'll see it's dead on. I'm going to have to drill these holes also. So just to show you what a good fit it is. When the hole's there, this is underneath. And then it's a perfect fit. All right, so I got a lot of things. So to begin with, I got all these issues I got to deal with before I even start. I got to take the block down. Well, I got to drill the holes. It's no big deal. I'll show you how to do that in a second here. We'll do that real quick on the video. The stud spacing is okay. The bridge is fine. The block has to be taken down. The pickups, these are DiMarzio. They're not direct mount. These are supposed to have mounting rings. So I got to drill these holes out on these. The direct mounts come, they're black. They have a black base on them. So I got to drill these holes out to make it bigger, and then I'm going to use direct mount screws. I'll screw them in the body. I made plates for these already, but we're going to work on that tremolo thing first. But I'll drill the holes real quick. And I want to buff this out because I got some of that shielding paint on there, and I just want to buff out the top so it looks nice before I start assembling. And then we're going to take these out. So we'll grab a screwdriver here, number 2 Phillips. Keep this stuff away. Okay. All right, now to drill these holes, we'll do that real quick while I'm running the tape, just to get it out of the way. So I know what I'm in for the build, and oops, don't do that. The problem is, you know, every build when I have people send me the parts. I don't know if they realize what you go through, but I'm going to buff this top out. This is nitrocellulose lacquer. The back is a Minwax poly oil. It's called wipe on poly. They didn't have this years ago. We used to use Watco, but this Minwax is awesome stuff. It's clear satin. You wipe it on. It has urethane. It's basically tung oil with urethane in it. So once you put it on there, I rub the back and the sides with it. But if you'll see if I put some water on it, and they say, you know, the water beads off. See how it doesn't go into the wood, it actually beads. So that means it's sealed. And look, it wiped right off. So I use that. But okay, so we're going to drill. To do this, I need to put one big hole down here. I need to put one hole for the spring claw, and then I need to put a jack wire. The one down the middle, I'm going to use a large. So you need a long screwdriver. Long drill bit. So I bought these super long ones and ground them down. It's Harbor Freight for like $9. So the first one I'm going to use a large size, which is this. You look at this. It's 375, which is 3/8. So we're going to use a 3/8 down the middle. All right. I mean, I have a guitar. I can show you where I actually screwed up and drilled through it because I didn't know what I was doing. So the easiest way to do it is to go right up the middle here. Okay? You want to keep it kind of low because when you have direct mount, right up the middle. Alright, now I'm not going to show you in the video, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to put shielding paint inside these holes because one time I had a guy and he came in and he complained about noise. Turned out that we didn't have shielding paint in there. I know it's bizarre, but it actually worked. Alright, so that's enough of the big one. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller one, which I'm going to do the hole through here for the electronics, for the wires. So I'm going to run the wires down the center. I could have ran it over here if I wanted to. The DiMarzio pickup actually is going to be reversed. That's another story. I'll tell you the reason why. It's actually a mistake I made. I invented the F-space pickup. Alright, so this one we're going to go. This one is a 1/4 inch, 0.245. So we're going to drill. I'm going to aim into this cavity here. Okay. So we're going to do that. Make sure you don't hit the paint. So I keep my thumb there. If you screw up your thumb, it's better than screwing up the guitar. Okay. So we got that one in there. And I got one more I want to do right now. I got two more I want to do right now. This one's going to go through this. Now I have a hole here. I'm going to come up through here. You can get that. And I'm going to drill into my cavity, my electronic. This is for the jack. Okay, we got that one. Now I'm going to put two more in here, but I'll do that later. And I need one little one for, which is like an 1/8 inch or something. Take a look, make sure here. I got one wire for the ground wire that's going to go in the tremolo coil hook. And that's a 0.125. That's 1/8. So I'm going to drill this one here, through here. Got my thumb, don't want to mess up the body, okay? Nice long bit. We're just going to go through, that's the ground wire. Okay? You don't want to go through the body, and you can do it, so you got to get your angles right. Make sure you just double check ahead of time, because going through the body like that would mess you up pretty bad. Alright, they're drilled. I'm going to buff this top, put shielding paint in here. I'm going to clean all this crap out of here. Okay, and then the next video I'm going to show you about the Floyd Rose and how we're going to bring that down. Because I have to do that right away anyway. So I'll put all the parts away that I need, because I've already figured out what I can and can't do and what needs to be done. Okay, alright, and I will be back.